Former UNI wrestling head coach Don Briggs has continued to educate young minds at UNI even after his 15th and final season as wrestling coach in 1997. A leisure, youth, and human services instructor, Briggs took his wellness class to the Dan Gable National Wrestling Museum to show them some of the history that surrounds the sport of wrestling and the University of Northern Iowa's place in the Wrestling Museum.
Students from the University of Northern Iowa recently had an opportunity to take a field trip and explore the history of one of the world's oldest sports at the Dan Gable International Wrestling Institute and Museum in downtown Waterloo. The museum boasts over 600 displays from ancient Greece through the present-day Olympics.
What I think is most important is that this is culture, this is a diverse museum. We are a wrestling museum, but there's so much more to learn about with history, with Abraham Lincoln, with the oldest piece of literature. So any of these majors that come into the museum and they can see what we have, that it's so much more than just maybe Dan Gable or Iowa State, UNI. It's a great cultural experience, and I think a lot of people hopefully leave thinking about that, wow, I didn't know that about wrestling. That's really our goal, is to see, number one, that it's a center for excellence, really, and number two, there's a lot of history here at the museum.
The mission of the Dan Gable International Wrestling Institute and Museum is to preserve the history of mankind's oldest sport and to present it in a manner that is educational, entertaining, and serves as an inspiration for young people to dream big and work hard.
This place is phenomenal. I mean, I've been wrestling my whole life, and I mean, to really appreciate and see the history behind it it's just really rewarding.
It's been set up, you know, immaculate, and just really a great place to spend some time and get an appreciation for the sport.
The University of Northern Iowa holds a very special place in wrestling history, and several student athletes were impressed to find out the Panthers were NCAA champions in 1950, claiming their title at the West Gym on the UNI campus.
It's unbelievable that somebody can come from a small school and beat everybody at every big school, and seeing the 1950 NCAA champions here at the West Gym, it's really cool that it actually happened.
We have this picture back here of the West Gym in 1950 when Iowa State Teachers College won the NCAA tournament on its home turf. I love it that that gets resurrected and people know about it, because when I walk into the West Gym, it's sacred ground to me. The Iowa High School State Tournament was there. You have all the dual meets going back there. You have all these great legends, these icons that went into the West Gym. So for that to come full circle and have students realize that again and understand the history and what went into it, that's what the wrestling theory class is to me. It's about the wrestling and it's about technique, but it's also about learning about the history. There's really no greater history than Northern Iowa.
It was clear that the tour of the Wrestling Museum was a memorable experience for these future educators and coaches. The lessons they learned will carry over into their college experience, professional careers, and their own personal life.
The tour is done. The students could have left, you know, half an hour ago, and they're still hanging around and still milling around in the museum and looking things over. So I think it's obviously a success, and I hope to continue to do this.
Seeing the success that everyone's had prior, and it makes you want to jump to the next level, and it just re-sparks a fire inside you.